Hi there, Ying. This is Michael. Thank you for doing your speaking practice here. So I'm getting ready to grade the practice test. Let's take a look at the email that you sent me. All right, so you say here, hello, Michael. I feel so bad whenever I try to speak, the individual is speaking without writing down. I always pause and think. You want to put a comma just like that, and that's going to be better there. Please grade it. Say, some people like to listen to music on headphones while they go from place to place. Others prefer going from place to place in silence. So, which do you prefer? Explain why. And then you say, to be honest, today's practice is the first time I do not see the article I write down. Those practices I sent to you last week, all by reading out. Okay, so you're saying that you wrote down your entire response, then you read your response and you recorded yourself reading the response. You say, I wrote the articles at first and then read them out. Today's practice is also awful since it might be songs like recitation. I remember all the sentences, then speak it out by myself. I feel so scared about any unnatural pauses. How do I overcome it? That's a good question. And you're going to overcome these things by what you're doing is by practice. So in addition to working on sending me practice tests to grade and give you feedback on, you also want to be getting as much exposure to the language as you can. That means reading magazines, reading newspapers, reading books. And as you read those materials, you can take notes and then practice speaking about that information. That's going to help you improve your language use a lot, your grammar and your vocabulary. So you should be doing that about 45 minutes every day. Now, of course, you can listen to, let's say, National Public Radio. You can find out about that in Google. You can watch television programs. When you watch television programs, you can focus on science, documentary history, and maybe news programs. As you listen to those programs, again, you can take notes on that information and then practice speaking about that information. That's also going to help you with both your speaking and also your language use. So I wouldn't feel too bad about it. You're doing the best you can based on your existing English abilities. So as you practice and follow some of the steps in my online TOEFL course I've outlined for you, you will continue to get higher and higher in your English proficiency. That means that you will develop better control over your delivery, including your intonation, including pacing, including rhythm, including the pronunciation of most of the vowel and the consonant sounds of American English. You will continue to get better. You are getting better. You're getting better every week, right? So don't beat yourself up too much on that. You just keep practicing, and in time, you will advance your speaking proficiency, and ultimately, you will advance your TOEFL speaking score. You got to believe it, because I believe it, so you believe it. Okay? So let's get started.
Especially when I have some free time. Well,
Okay, here we go.
I like.
All right, let's listen to the practice test again. So which one do you prefer? Do you like to listen to music on headphones, or do you prefer to go from place to place in silence?
To listen to music on headphones while I need to go from one place to another.
Okay.
Because that will make me happy and I can learn some new things. First of all, music always helps me relax.
But you said it makes you happy, then you're saying it makes you relax. So be careful. If you have in the topic it makes you happy, right, then you need to develop that point in the body of your response. If you don't, then it doesn't connect. The connection of your ideas are not clear.
Especially when I have some free time, well, I need to go to somewhere by myself. For example, I like to listen to my favorite singer, Jolin's songs, while I am running or walking.
Now that's a good example. I like how you bring up the example of a specific singer, so that's a good strategy. But still, your connection of ideas can be a little bit more clear. That would be one thing I think you can work
And
on.
those sounds could make the trips more interesting. Secondly, I'm not only listening to the sounds, I also like to sing together with the singer. So I learned several wonderful sounds during I am running and walking.
Now, wait a minute. Let me go back to what you just said.
I'm not only listening to the sounds, I also like to sing together with the singer.
Okay.
So I learned several wonderful sounds during I am running and walking. As a result,
During when? I would just say I learned a lot of different things when I am running or walking. So you don't have to say during when. I don't think there's any need to do that because during is a preposition and when is a subordinating conjunction. So I don't think those two words are going to work together. We do sometimes say during which. It is possible to say that. So just be careful of your language use.
I always could sing new songs when I go to karaoke with my friend, and they think that's amazing.
When I go to talking with my friends
and walking. As a result, I always could sing new songs when I go to karaoke with my friend, and they think that's
I would
amazing.
just say when I am talking with my friends, or when talking with my friends is going to be better. Okay.
Silence. That's we brought, and I couldn't sing so many songs.
Okay. All right. So I'm thinking you're probably around 20 to 21 points. You did have a few problems with language use. That's just telling me that your language acquisition is not as high as it needs to be to get that higher score, right? So continue to work on your vocabulary and your grammar, and you'll continue to get better. I think that you made a lot of progress with your delivery on this one. Honestly, I do. I really do. I believe you're doing better with your pacing. You're speaking a lot more clearly than the last practice test I listened to last week. So hang in there. You are making progress. Okay, let's listen to it one more time, and then I'm going to give you my final estimated score here so I can see the actual rubrics right here. And that makes it a lot more accurate when I'm scoring you. Okay, here we go.
I like to listen to music on headphones while I need to go from one place to another, because that will make me happy and I can learn some new things.
Sounds almost like you're saying while I need to go. I would say when I need to go too.
First of all, music always helps me relax, especially when I have some free time while I need to go to somewhere by myself. For example, I like to listen to my favorite singer Jolene's songs while I am running or walking, and those sounds could make the trips more interesting. Secondly, I'm not only listening to the sounds, I also like to sing together with the singer. So I learned several wonderful sounds during I am running and walking. As a result, I always could sing new songs when I go to karaoke with my friend, and they think that's amazing. On the contrary, if I walk or run by silence, that will bored, and I couldn't sing so many songs.
Okay, so I got it. So I think that my score is pretty accurate. I think a lot of what you're doing with your language use is in the two area because of it says basic sentence structure, structure and vocabulary may express simple, unclear connections. There were some unclear connections in there. That's also a topic development issue. I'm going to put you at 20 to 21 points out of 30 on this practice test. In my online TOEFL course, Ying, I want you to take a look at it's how to make your speaking and writing more coherent. And within that lesson, I will show you different kinds of connecting words and their appropriate grammatical structures. I think you can benefit by learning more about that. Now, also, go to the grammar part of my course. I want you to study noun clauses, adjective clauses, and adverb clauses and get used to the kinds of connectors that you can use to create those types of complex sentences. I think that's also going to help you with your TOEFL score. So hang in there. Hang in there. You're getting there. You're making a lot of progress. I think that you did much better with your delivery this time. You still have improvements that you need to keep making there. Sometimes when you're speaking, there's a word or two I have a little bit of trouble understanding. I might have to go back and listen to it again. So that means that in the two areas, speech is basically intelligible or clear. The listener effort is needed because of. And it states the reasons right there. So that's another reason I'm putting you at 20 to 21 points. All right, thank you.